Yeah, sure. Are we making carrots? You ready to go for a walk? Huh?
So it's actually not crazy hot right now. Surprising. It wasn't forecasted to rain today, but we've had a little bit of a sprinkle already. And if you look over there, that's the direction the wind is coming from. It's at least going to be overcast for probably the rest of the day, whether we get some more rain or not. But it's really slowed me down as far as posting videos and even editing the videos, because it's just so hot. Since it's been well over 100 degrees the last week and a half, it just makes it really tough for me to get any of that stuff done. It's already pretty challenging just to do the chores, and I might get one or two small little things done here and there. We did have a good downpouring the other night, and really soaked the field, so that has been really good for the weeds to be able to bounce back and get a little green out in the fields for the pigs. And right now I've actually been dealing with an issue with some of my pigs wandering off and trying to get the mesquite bean pods. And so I had a neighbor yesterday told me that they think they saw one of my pigs. I never found it over on their property, but it was later yesterday evening. If you see down, this is my property line, goes all the way out to that little tree in the back there, and there's kind of some broken fencing along the ways, and I've got it to where my pigs can leave this little paddock here, so they can go out east over to my neighbor's 20-acre piece right there. But what they end up doing is they go around back here, and all those mesquite trees that are back there, and just they kind of follow all the way around. And so it was my neighbor to the west of me is the one that said that they had spotted. In case you were wondering, that's why my farm is named Boisterous Cock, is because I've always got all these roosters crowing. So I love it. I like the sound of it, but it's probably a little bit much for some people. Uh-oh. We got somebody. I had the door open for him today, and he must have gone back in and got trapped. It's open. Come on out. Got a nice big comb on him. He's got a deeper crow than most of the other ones do too. So anyway, so I've been dealing with a lot of different things. Hi, buddy. Taking care of this guy. He takes up a lot of time. Ooh, yeah, you take up a lot of time. Don't ya? Asher. Asher, can you say hi? Can you say hi? Look up here. Say hi. 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 So anyway, the weather's supposed to turn cooler here at the end of the week, so hopefully I can start getting some editing done, and I don't have internet at the house. That's another reason. I go to my mom's place and post them, but I usually try to get the editing done before I go over there because it takes a while to post them, and then I usually come home. Peekaboo. Usher. Peekaboo. That's funny. Funny stuff. So I've got 3 pigs unaccounted for when I did roll call. So I'm actually back on my back 10 acres on the east side of my property. So we got, there's the house over there, and then that's my neighbor's acres that oh, I see a pig over there. Girls! Hopefully that's one of the ones that's not accounted for, or not one of the ones getting back out. But anyway, so this is actually where I have my nut trees planted. I've got stakes and I've got just a irrigation line running out here, and they got hit really hard by what I believe is called a false chinch bug infestation. There was just like millions of these bugs crawling all over everything, and they were sucking all my saplings dry. So, which is kind of a bummer, because I got a walnut tree that's about 2 feet tall, and it had a really rough first year. Last year is when I planted them in the spring. Had a really rough first year because I was hand watering them. Sorry, I'm listening out for pigs too. I was hand watering them and with buckets. So I was coming out and, like, I don't know, after the spring, I think it was June, I bought a dump cart. So I was able to bring like 6 5-gallon buckets out here and watered those. And in this spring, I ran the water line underground from where the pigs are all the way out to this rear gate here. So there's a gate right there, and that opens up to this whole 10 acres. But on my neighbor's side, the fence is really really poor and porous. So, oh, I hear one. So they are able to just kind of go around the backside, and it's somewhat problematic. Like I said yesterday, my neighbor over on the west side said that they found a pig over there. Hey, there's one. Is that Gidget? That's Gidget. That's one of the ones that's missing. I see another one over there. But what they're doing is they're coming back here and they're wanting to get these bean pods, the mesquite bean pods. So I don't know if that picks up on camera, but these are starting to dry out, and that's when they're starting to get their sweet flavor and drop to the ground. You can see they're drop. So a lot of carbohydrates in these. They have a kind of a sweet and tangy flavor, and the pigs love it. Hey, who goes there? I think that's one of my other ones getting back out. So, but I found one at least. Yeah, these taste really good. They have seeds in them. Oh. Chinja. They have seeds in them, and these can drop to the ground all day long and decompose, and they won't sprout. And as soon as the pigs eat them and poop them out, man, they sprout everywhere. Hi, Chinja. I'm getting some pods. Yeah. Which, if these guys stay on my property, I really don't care if they're getting out, because the amount of food that they have access to back here is beneficial to them and to me, because I don't have to pay for feeding them. But if they're getting over into my neighbor's yard, and she said that one of them had come up the driveway, so that's what I'm concerned about. Is there's a U-pick orchard up the road, and people drive up my road, up and down my road really, really fast, way faster than the speed limit. So I don't want it to be a risk of somebody hitting my animals. In order to keep them in completely, I would have to just like not even let them graze on my neighbor's property at all. I just have to keep them locked up, and that makes my feed bill go up 6 or 7 times what I'm doing right now. It get expensive quick. But you can see me, I don't know if depends on how gross it is. I may edit it out, but basically you chew this. Claire! I hear another pig. Hopefully it's not the same one I just saw. But you just chew up the pulp and then you spit out the fiber. So basically they're just trying to get the protein and get the carbohydrates out of it. And they gain. This is the time of year when they start gaining. No, it is the same pig. But yeah, watch out. Make sure I don't come across any rattlesnakes. I found one the other day up by my nut trees. It was all coiled up and didn't trigger him, but just keep an eye out when I'm in this less traveled area. You can see there's actually quite a bit of vegetation, although it's all dried up at this point. But there is a lot of stuff that's sprung up over the winter time. I just don't have my pigs regularly coming out here. Like I said, they can get out here right now because they're motivated to get to these bean pods. And you can see I've got a lot of mesquite trees back here. So the plan is I'm waiting for my neighbor. He's supposed to fence that side of the property line, and he's got goats that he's gonna bring down when he moves onto this property. And so I've been holding off putting any kind of fence over there because it's just gonna be wasted if he ends up fencing it with a smaller matrix fencing. So I think the stuff that I would be doing is like 3x6 or 4x6 or whatever on the higher. Ooh, there's a jackrabbit below or something. A lot of rabbits out in this back area. I don't know that I can really catch them on this camera because I can't really zoom in. This is my property line between my east and west parcels. I've got two parcels that are 20 acres each, and there's no improvements on this one over here yet. But the idea is I have fenced over to the center of the 40 acres, and I would replace this whole line with the flex field fencing that I've got, that I'm using everywhere else. And then from the back side where it runs into my back property line, I'd go all the way over to my neighbor's fence there, and then that would just be one big 10-acre piece that has lots and lots of mesquite pods on it. And when it comes winter time, late fall, early winter, I can put the pigs back out on this, at least on that 10-acre, Let me see. There's a fallen section of fencing right there, and that was just barbed wire anyway. It wasn't like it was really keeping anything out. At least it wouldn't keep my pigs out. They'd just go right underneath it if they wanted to go. Claire! So who knows where all she might be. But then the next phase would be fencing in the whole perimeter of this 20-acre piece, and maybe doing a partition or two acrossways to break it up. Here's the rough center of my property here, and see how I kind of tied into an old fence there. It's been enough. I haven't had any pigs get out right there, though they probably could if they really tried. But if you keep enough food available to them, then they generally will stay where you want them to. So anyway, I just want to shoot a little bit of footage here. Sun's going down. This is a section of my property that I don't really go on very often, just because it doesn't have much current utility, and I'm just kind of letting it go natural. And you can see right here, so this is, no animals have been on it, and then the pigs have been able to access this here. So you can see there's some coming up now, because as I've said in a previous video, I've only got 2 pigs on this 4.5 acre paddock right there, and then I've got 1 pig and her 6 piglets on a 2 acre piece, and then I've got another expecting mother in the maternity ward essentially, and then all my other 12 are out in a 3/4 acre paddock that I have a section opened up to my neighbor's 20 acres. So they have roughly 21 acres that they can kind of move around on, and I can see somebody's been walking here. There's a little trail through this brush, so we'll see if I can find the missing pig or pigs. I got 2 of them that are missing. So anyway, I'm gonna sign off and start looking around a little bit more, and I'm probably gonna lose some light. So until next time, God bless.